back to my channel where we're about that breaking cycles life. Guys, it's the first official day of reading this wonderful book here, right? The Bible. And I have entitled this part, The Perfect World Part 1. And I pray that God speaks through me, and I pray that He opens each and every one of our minds, hearts, soul, to understanding, knowledge, and wisdom. Okay, guys? So I'm just going to read chapter 1 today. I'm not going to do 2 chapters or anything. We're taking it bit by bit. This is, as I said last week, a journey. I'm not here to rush the reading of the Bible. I'm here to have an experience and to hopefully encourage you to have an experience with God. So we're going to take it bit by bit and try to dissect it as much as God allows us to in His infinite wisdom. Okay? So I'm going to read it, and the perfect world begins like this. It says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Then God said, 'Let there be light,' and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness He called night. So the evening and the morning were the first day." So I'm going to take it day by day, so that I'm not just reading and then talking after. So whenever I read this, and even reading it again this week, just to confirm what I've been reading, and I love that about God, that He reveals something new to us every day, right? But honestly, I think that this was just a reminder, because I think I've heard it already. And it's to say, wow, look, I was about to speak Chinese, honestly. Look, in the beginning, it was darkness, chaotic, and void. And God just spoke, and there was light. And that is how He begins His creation within us, right? We, as I've drawn a parallel across majority, if not all, stories in the Bible. Every character begins with a void moment, just as how we began with a void moment, where we were there out lost, and then something just spoke a word, right? God just spoke a word. And then we started to see, okay, the light in our life started to be differentiated from the darkness. Just as how God spoke to the void on earth, and it separated the light from the darkness. And we all know what light symbolizes, and we all know what darkness symbolizes. And that is exactly what He does with every character, and we'll see it as we continue reading. That's what He does with every character. He separates the light from the darkness, and that is actually the process of starting to understand who God really is, right? And He has done it with me. I can definitely pinpoint times in my life where the time when the light was separated from the darkness, right? And I know you can probably relate and pinpoint that very same moment in your life. And when I saw this parallel, I was like, whoa. So this is basically going to be a repetition throughout the entire book of the Bible. It's the recreation of man. But let's not jump ahead. We are just going to take it step by step. So that was day 1, the starting of understanding, where God spoke a word, and the chaos in our life started to make sense. Okay, let's go on. And verse 6, it says, "Then God said, 'Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters.' Thus God made the firmament and divided the waters which are under the firmament from the waters which are above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. So the evening and the morning were the second day. Now I could relate this. I researched firmament. A firmament, he called heaven. It's actually there, but he said you separated the waters above and the waters below. And when I researched that, they refer to the waters above the heaven. Of course, we can't really define everything that God does. So the waters above the heaven, the scholars said that it was referring to the clouds. So what can I relate to this? What can you relate to this is after God comes and speaks to us, we can definitely have an acknowledgement that there is a heaven. That's really how I see it. So it's a process, right? God comes, he speaks a word, he divides, he starts to give us knowledge, wisdom, and understanding so that we can separate, he can separate the light from darkness in our lives. And then in doing that, we recognize that there is a heaven, right? And then the third day now, it says, then God said, let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb that yields seed, and the fruit tree that yields fruit according to its kind, whose seed is in itself on the earth. And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, the herb that yields seed according to its kind, and the tree that yields fruit, whose seed is in itself according to its kind. And God said that it was good. So the evening and the morning were the third day. So what this is saying, if you know what water symbolizes in the Bible, it is purification. And we will see it as we progress throughout the Bible. Water signifies purification, and the earth signifies people, right? So in my understanding, you can always give me your opinion of what you think this means. In my understanding, it's God starting that process of purification. So first, he comes, he speaks the words, he starts understanding by separating light and darkness. Then we acknowledge that there is a heaven, or I should say further, there is a God in heaven. And then he starts to go through the process of purification. He separates, he makes us understand that, okay, this part of our lives needs working on. Because if you understand throughout the Bible, the earth always needed cleansing, right? And that was the purpose of water. So God had water separated from the earth to let us know that we're not perfect, right? And we are in need of purification. Hence, we are in need of water. And the water sustains the earth. And in this spiritual symbolic sense, we can say purification is what sustains us on this earth, which is actually the truth, right? And as we see for day 3, God started to cause the grass, the herbs, the fruits to come forth on the earth. And that's in the process of purification, guys. If you are familiar with the fruits of the Spirit, this is exactly what I believe this is symbolic of. The earth, the people, us, we will be taught how to bear the fruit of the Spirit, just as how God caused on the third day to have the fruit of the Spirit to bear on the earth, right? So it's a process of purification and causing us to be like God even more. So he gives us understanding, separates the light from the darkness. We acknowledge that there is a God in heaven. There is a heaven, right? And then we start going through the process of purification and bearing the fruit of the Spirit, right? And then it goes on And it says, Then God said, Let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and seasons, and for days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heavens to give light on the earth. And it was so. Then God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. God set them in the firmament of the heavens to give light on the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. So the evening and the morning were the fourth day. Wow. The parallels are just are so crazy whenever I think about it and think about how God is just so creative and amazing in how he does what he does, right? And the fourth day, I know we all, if you have had an experience with God, we all will have that moment when we are the light of the world. We are so bright, so beautiful as the day. But then in those dark moments, we can still bring forth light. That is why, we have ups and downs with God. And that's why I'm so happy he allowed the Bible to be written this way. Like, whoa, we will have seasons with God. We'll have years, days, nights with God. The journey is never just a smooth road. We will go through phases with God. And that's why if you've seen on like many Instagram memes or anything of the sort, you see that when it comes to a journey with God, you have steeps. It's never a smooth road. And that is represented in day 4. That some days you'll have sunny days and you'll be such a bright light. But even in the darkest night, you can also bring forth light, because the moon brings light to darkness, right? So there is a lesson for each and every one of us to learn in the dark moments as well as the bright moments. And that is, whoa, this is exactly what day 4 is representing to me. And I hope you see it as well. And if you also have your opinion on what day 4 means to you, you can let me know in the comments below. So we are going to go through seasons with God, and every character in the Bible, guys, went through seasons with God. It was never a smooth road. We had seasons, we had years, days, nights, ups and downs, basically. That's how the journey with Christ was always from the very start, of creation to right now that we are experiencing. And let's go to the next one. It says, Then God said, Let the waters abound with an abundance of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the face of the firmament of the heavens. So God created great sea creatures and every living thing that moves, with which the waters abounded according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the sea, and let the birds multiply on the earth. So the evening and the morning were the 5th day. So for the 5th day, I would parallel this to after God has given us understanding, separated the darkness from the light, and then we acknowledge that there is a heaven. He starts the process of purification by allowing us to bear fruit. And then we start going through signs and seasons with God. Then we will realize that we can use many tools. And I use it in the sense to say that the birds, the animals, are there as our tools to minister to God, right? We're supposed to care for them and also use them as tools to minister to God. Because if you've checked in the Bible, animals were always used as messengers, as tools to help bring across the ministry and what God wanted for his people. So that is the very same thing that we should do. We should find the tools that God is placing in our life that we can use to minister to others. That's really how I see it. If you have something else, you can let me know, because this part I was like, a bit iffy. I didn't know really what to do with the parallel. But yeah, that's what I really got from it. You can let me know what you think in the comments below. And then for day 6, as we end chapter 1, it says, Then God said, Let the earth bring forth the living creatures according to its kind, cattle and creeping thing and beasts of the earth, each according to its kind, and it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth according to its kind, cattle according to its kind, and everything that creeps on the earth according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the flesh, over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. And God blessed them, and God said to them, Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. And God said, See, I have given you every herb that yields seed, which is on the face of all the earth, and every tree whose fruit yields seed. To you it shall be for food. Also to every beast of the earth, to every bird of the air, and to everything that creeps on the earth, in which there is life, I have given every green herb for food. And it was so. And then God saw everything that he had made, and indeed it was very good. So the evening and the morning were the 6th day. So yeah, that is chapter 1. And the 6th day, the parallel is God finally recreating his image in us. He said, Let us make man in our image. So after we go through that process from understanding to acknowledging that there is a God in heaven, there is a heaven, and then we bear the fruit, and then we go through the seasons, the tears, the ups and downs with God, and we understand how to minister for him by sending out messengers. He then will finally fulfill the purpose that he has for us, and that is to recreate his image in us and to make us like him, right? Wow. Like, the way God reveals things is just amazing. And the creation story, it's not finished as this. This is just part 1, because it actually finishes in chapter 2, verses 1 to 3. It actually finishes on the 7th day. But for these 6 days of toil that he was doing, the 6 days of work that God was creating the world, you can definitely realize that it did not happen in one day. We should never think that the journey with God is going to happen so quickly. And this is not to say that it took 6 years to make heaven. But you know, a day for God is like a year to us, right? Or it's a year, that's a day to God. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. That scripture, I don't remember it actually. But I want us to understand that you see how creation took time. God creating his image in us and building that relationship with us is definitely going to take time. Never you think that everything's just going to happen in one go. It will never happen in one go, because God is a man that he takes time to do what he is doing. And we should be very grateful that it's not just a one go thing and then it's not done perfectly. God is a God of order, and he takes time to perfect his image within us. And if we are just willing to go through the journey with him from the start of creation to this point of the 6th day, we will understand that it is for a purpose, and that is to recreate His image in us, right? So yeah, that is chapter 1. I'm sorry that this took so long, but you know, it's going to take this long because some of these chapters are like really, really long. I hope you guys learned something. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and give me your perspective on how you see chapter 1 of the Bible. Genesis chapter 1. Okay, guys, so yeah, that's our Bible study for this week. I'll see you next week, Thursday. I hope this is something that I'll give you like 1 week to digest everything I just said, and then you can ponder it, ask questions, and we can have a discussion in the comments below. Okay, guys, so yeah, I hope you guys have a great week. I'll see you on Sunday for our song of the week. And guys, be happy out there, and be okay with knowing that this is a journey. The characters in the Bible went through it, and we're also going through it. It takes time, and just understand that God loves you and He wants to perfect His image in you, and that will take time because of the world that we're in. So this is The Perfect World Part 1, and I'll see you next week, Thursday, for chapter 2. Okay, guys, bye-bye. Hey guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's encouragement, and I hope you guys are ready for the day ahead. Now do me a favor and press that like button and subscribe button if you are new, so that we can get more of this positive Christian content out into the world, okay? And I'll link my daily devotional playlist right here and my Let's Talk playlist if you want to tackle some social issues, okay? So have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.